Southeast of the Bay Area, just off Highway 5, the flat Central Valley dramatically rises up into a rugged, mountainous landscape teeming with natural beauty and wildlife.
So on Pablo, we literally just drove into Del Puerto Canyon, parked our cars, and immediately saw some wildlife.
Yeah, I was really lucky. We had a juvenile bald eagle doing a nice flyover, circled us for a few minutes.
This is kind of representative of what's out here, right? I mean, there's a lot of wildlife out here.
Absolutely.
This is Del Puerto Canyon, a wild, water-carved entryway into the Diablo Range, and one of the most biologically rich stretches of land in California.
It's a precious, unique place because of the diversity, abundance, and mix of species that you have here.
And according to Save Mount Diablo's Juan Pablo Galvan Martinez, the list of animals that call this canyon home is staggering.
Gray fox here, there's bobcats, mountain lions are known to be here, things that you don't find anywhere else in the world.
It's a landscape that changes dramatically with the seasons, shaped largely by one thing: water.
Del Puerto Canyon is pretty unique because you have a rich, abundant water source in a matrix of very dry, very hot land that is the Diablo Range. A lot of species depend on that water and depend on these cooler temperatures to ride out extreme temperatures, extreme drought.
But this precious, life-giving canyon is under threat.
The Del Puerto Water District is proposing an 82,000 acre-feet reservoir that would start with a dam around Highway 5.
The proposed damming of Del Puerto Canyon has far-reaching consequences, primarily the destruction of a huge swath of pristine habitat filled with wildlife. In order to better understand what's in the neighborhood and what's at risk, Save Mount Diablo is hosting a BioBlitz a few miles upstream.
Thanks everyone for coming out.
Today, we're at a 5,600-acre private ranch tucked into the northern Diablo Range, not far from Del Puerto Canyon, where Save Mount Diablo has brought together scientists, naturalists, and volunteers to document as much of the biological diversity of the land in a 24-hour period.
So we're out here doing our 24-hour BioBlitz. We have a great group of people who have come out. They're experts at any number of fields. They're going to help us run through this amazing property and identify what we can identify in this 24-hour period.
Save Mount Diablo's Sean Burke has been dreaming about protecting this land for years, and cataloging the plants and animals that are found here during the BioBlitz is the first step toward a much bigger goal.
So we're hoping to do a conservation easement on this property in the future, essentially purchasing the development rights of the property. What we want to do is make sure this place is protected for generations and generations and generations to come.
Oh, you got something?
Out on the property, the BioBlitz is underway, and we team up with a group exploring on a high ridgeline.
So what have we here?
So this is what we're seeing all over these hill slopes. There's like hundreds of them.
These little purple guys.
Yeah, these are unusual. I haven't seen these before, but they are a kind of a woolly star, and they're abundant across the hill slopes.
We don't see much in the way of animals, but we do find an array of small, colorful flowers.
And how about this little violet one there?
Yeah, this is some kind of monkey flower.
We got a chia right here. We saw a few of them earlier.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually beautiful. I mean, quite honestly, I never would have noticed those. They're so tiny.
Yeah, the color catches your eye, but when you look closer, they're quite beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to actually walk through this land like this with your eyes really searching. You're looking for all kinds of things, and you notice these little tiny details.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rather do anything else.
Wow, look at all the toads.
Back down below, another group is following a creek on the hunt for threatened yellow-legged frogs.
Okay, I see western toad tadpole.
Oh yeah.
We see a variety of critters as we move through the creek bed, but the yellow-legged frogs prove elusive.
Anything down there? No.
Nearby, another group fans out, scanning a beautiful grassy meadow for birds.
Oh, look, Lewis's woodpecker.
Yellow-billed magpie.
There goes. Yep, Anapepla right above us.
What are we seeing out here?
Hundreds of California ground squirrels. Eagle food.
Any eagles?
Not yet.
Boy, lots going on out here.
As the day winds down, the species list continues to grow,
We've seen bald eagles, golden eagles, gray fox, just saw that beautiful woodpecker.
But the search is far from over. As daylight gives way to darkness, the BioBlitz goes on.
We're gonna drop down into the creek after we get to the top of this ridge for some nighttime wildlife doing. Such a cool spot, huh?
With headlamps lighting the way, our small group heads for a nearby creek, and it doesn't take long to start spotting creatures.
Oh wow, look at that guy.
How you tell he's a California toad? He's got a white stripe down his back.
Very cool. Scorpion? Oh my God, it's tiny. Wow.
I have a beautiful, pretty good sized aquatic garter snake.
Beautiful.
But the spot of the night comes in the form of a small wiggly creature they've been hoping to find.
Beautiful.
You can see his eyes on the side.
Oh yeah, he's a nice one. A yellow-legged frog. See his eyes are on top?
So foothill yellow-legged frogs are a federally protected species. I don't want to say it's a holy grail, but in a lot of ways it kind of is. This is the first time for us at any BioBlitz seeing yellow-legged frogs. That's pretty awesome.
Well after midnight, with dozens of species added to the list, we head back to camp.
All right, successful mission.
Success was had. We saw great little animals, many an amphibian and reptile. I mean, what more could you ask for when you're cruising around at nighttime?
The final tally for the BioBlitz, 274 species. And although this BioBlitz is a ways off from the proposed dam site, the connection between the species found on this ranch and Del Puerto Canyon is undeniable.
We know all this flows down to Del Puerto Canyon and to Del Puerto Creek. So by finding all the different species we have here, we have a really great baseline of understanding how that's going to affect Del Puerto Canyon. If we have a dam built, that could change things in a major way.
It's why Save Mount Diablo is racing to learn about it, protect it, and make sure it stays wild for generations to come. When we come back, remembering Doug McConnell and more scenes from the BioBlitz. To view this show and other OpenRoad episodes, go to nbcbayarea.com/OpenRoad. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at OpenRoad TV, and listen to our podcast, Conversations with Doug, featuring Doug McConnell on Spotify. Save Mount Diablo has been a longtime supporter and underwriter of OpenRoad. And for most of that time, Doug McConnell was there to help highlight their important mission and impactful work. Over the years, Doug developed close and personal relationships with several of their leaders, including their executive director, Ted Clement.
And joining me now is Ted. Ted, thank you so much for being here. I know you were a big fan of Doug, and Doug was a big fan of yours, so appreciate you being here today to talk about him. So for starters, why don't you just tell us about what Doug meant to your organization, Save Mount Diablo?
Yeah, Doug McConnell meant a lot to Save Mount Diablo. He was an extremely talented storyteller. He would tell these great stories about important natural locations that would inspire people to want to get out and explore those places and then help protect them. And he helped our supporters understand why we expanded from just Mount Diablo to covering Mount Diablo and its entire Diablo Range. He helped people understand that Mount Diablo is not an island. It's sustained by this larger natural system, the Diablo Range, that it's a part of. And he meant so much to us in 2024 at our annual State of the Mountain address. He received the Save Mount Diablo's Mountain Star Award. And then later in 2025, he was elected to serve on our advisory council, which is made up of some of our most important supporters and people that are a really significant part of our history. So yeah, Doug McConnell meant a lot to Save Mount Diablo and to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, he meant a lot to all of us, and he meant a lot to a lot of organizations, and he did the type of work you're talking about he did with you. I mean, multiply that by tens or hundreds, and you know, that's the effect he had. And I know he meant a lot to your organization, but I know you also had a
personal relationship with him, a friendship that developed over all these years you worked together. Tell us about that.
Yeah, when I think of Doug, I think of a guy who was a bright and positive light in this world. He was that big smile of his. He always had time to really talk with you about how are things going. He was compassionate. We would always talk, of course, about conservation projects. He needed to understand those projects to help us tell the story. But he always made time for just, Ted, how are you doing? How's your family? Got any cool outdoor trips coming up? And we would have those discussions, and it really did develop into a friendship over the years. And thankfully, I also got to know his wife, Kathy, and his sons, Nick and Patrick, over the years. And I fondly remember a dinner with Doug and Kathy, a picnic dinner up on Mount Diablo, a Thai dinner that my wife very kindly prepared. And I'm just so grateful for what you and the OpenRoad team are doing to carry on his great legacy and continue to tell these important stories about significant natural places that people need to know about. They need to know they exist. They need to know how to get out and enjoy them if they're open. And then they need to know how to start helping us protect those places. So thank you, Dan. It's really important what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you. We have some mighty big shoes to fill to try to carry on what Doug was doing, but we're doing our best. And I really appreciate those thoughts and really appreciate you sharing these memories and thoughts about Doug. We all miss him and we all love him. So thank you very much, Ted.
Thank you, Dan.
When we come back, more scenes from the BioBlitz. OpenRoad is made possible in part by the generous support of our underwriters, public and nonprofit institutions dedicated to protecting our natural and historical treasures and making them accessible to each and every one of us. We'll leave you for now with a few more scenes from Save Mount Diablo's BioBlitz. To view this show and other OpenRoad episodes, go to nbcbayarea.com/OpenRoad. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at OpenRoad TV and listen to our podcast, Conversations with Doug, featuring Doug McConnell on Spotify.